The Washington Post featured an article detailing how astrology has been growing in popularity among young people. Apparently, both the increased accessibility through technology and increased isolation during the pandemic acted as catalysts for this popularity spike. And let's talk about just how much it has increased. Washington Post reports that according to Allied Market Research, the global astrology industry was valued at $12.8 billion in 2021, up considerably from $2.2 billion in 2018. By 2031, it's expected to rise to $22.8 billion. Although market research firm YouGov found that a quarter of Americans claim to believe in it, there is no scientific evidence that supports astrology. Some experts say that while finding joy and fulfillment in reading astrology materials is one thing, basing major life decisions entirely on disproven science is risky. Now let's discuss this next embarrassing statistic. That was the reason we decided to cover the story in the morning meeting, because several of us were implicated in this. More Americans know their zodiac sign than their blood type, and likewise, as many as 70 million Americans check their horoscopes daily. I know that I'm a Scorpio. Gun to my head, I couldn't tell you what blood type I am. No idea. I don't have a clue.
I have no idea.
I do. I am a red-blooded American.
Well, that's the best kind of blood right there. You know what I'm saying? So that's better.
Right.
You have
These
the
colors
superior
don't
blood.
run. These colors don't run.
Jackson, do you believe in astrology?
No.
One word answer. We don't need to elaborate.
No.
No.
I'm an Aquarius though. To me, it's fun. I mean, it's fun. I think a lot of people follow it because it's fun. I mean, how can you really, really deeply believe in something like this? You know, right. This is a very teenage, early 20s. This is the kind of thing that kind of starts to fade out when you got like real bills to pay and they just piling up. And you're like, oh, damn, none of this is real. I got to actually get my ass out here and suffer. You know what I'm saying? Then you just start realizing how unfair life is. But this is kind of like how guys a lot in like the manosphere, and they got all these like different types of males, like the alphas and the betas and the sigmas and the whatever the hell else there is, and the high value man and all of that. You know what I'm saying? It's basically, right. I've heard other people say this, but it's like astrology for men. You know what I'm saying? Like all the red pill manosphere jargon. So, you know, we all believe in astrology to some form or fashion. It may not be the stars, but it could be some other bullshit. Like I don't want to, you know, walk under this ladder or something.
Right. I don't want to change my uniform when my team's doing well, kind of stuff.
Yeah. Don't want to wash my socks.
I mean, I'd like to correct the record. Neither of those are astrology, just for the record. But superstitions, maybe they're not astrology. Yes. And let's also be honest, this is a pretty much predominantly female pursuit, astrology. I've never met a dude in my life who has asked me what my sign was. I've never met a dude who told me what his sign was. It never happened. It's never been like, hey dude, nice to meet you, what's your sign? But the number of girls that I've been interested in, then they pull out, what's your sign though? And listen, and there's nothing that turns me off faster unless they're real hot, in which case suddenly that's the only time I'm also really into astrology. Suddenly I'm like, yeah, you know, I do feel like I connect to my moon rising and other stuff rising. The point is, I'm in.
The point, all you got the game playing. That's the point. You know what
I want to correct the record here. Astrology is for the girls and the gays, all right? It's for the girls and the gays. Yeah, maybe that's why you haven't heard too many men talking about it. Most of my friends in my life who are into astrology are gay men.
Astrology is the sports for girls and gays. That's right. What fills the time that dudes put into sports. They're both meaningless.
Well, sports is sports for lesbians, but
strong point.
Well, every time.
So girls and gay guys, astrology. Lesbians and straight dudes, sports. That's how society is divided. And I think it's how it should be.
That's too much cultural jargon. That's too much nonsense, man. There's too much stuff going on right there. But I know every time, a whole lot of time, people tell me, be like, what's your sign? I'll be like, I'm an Aquarius, and girls be like, You know what I'm saying? They just, Like, oh, I guess you already know all about me. You probably right too, low key. You feel me? I ain't even gonna lie to you. You might be wrong, but you have to figure it out.
Yeah, look, it's all a magic trick. It's like sometimes I'll look at my horoscope if I like stumble upon it, like I'm at a hair place and there's a newspaper open to the astrology page. I'll read my horoscope, and it fascinatingly is like very accurate. But then you ever do this move, and they bank on you not doing this move. Then just read any other sign's horoscope, and oh damn, that one applies to me as well. They just write general stuff that you wish applied to everybody. And this comes from a Gemini whose birthday is in just a few days, and so it means a lot to me, and I really believe in it. Send gifts.
Anytime someone tells me what they'll ask me my sign and they'll tell me theirs. Whenever they tell me theirs, I don't know about astrology, but I always hit him with a, yeah, you are that. You're such a Capricorn. You are a Cancer.
Because the readings will be like you're feeling you have mixed feelings about your career. Like, yeah, that's
so does
because
everybody.
I'm an Aquarius. Yeah, specifically because I'm an Aquarius, because I'm juggling which direction to go in the modern economy. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. I'm a Gemini, so I'm two sides. My two sides are dumb and dumber.
Exactly.
All right, so this just reminded me. I had a professor of astronomy in college who one time we had someone come in and accidentally, they were just giving a presentation on some software we had to use. She was not a scientist, this poor girl. And she accidentally said astrology several times instead of astronomy. And every time she said astrology, my professor quick snapped and said, "This is an actual science class." And I'm like, this girl is not an astrologist. She's just mixing up the words. Leave her alone. But now that I've said that, let's talk about what you heard our thoughts. Let's talk about what actual scientists and academics have to say about astrology. So let's first start with Sten Odenwald, who's an astronomer and the director of STEM Resources Development at NASA. And Sten said, "Our brains are constantly looking for patterns and ways of anticipating the future. Humans grab onto these things." He continues on in this next statement. "Still, it pains me as a scientist to see the rise in irrational thinking," Odenwald added, explaining that practicing astrology comes with all kinds of risks, including that humans can become too dependent on it for important decision making. And just to that point, my partner's boss decided to get a divorce from her husband because her psychic said that it was in her star chart that she needed to be fiercely independent. So there's a major.
I'm sure
life
there was something else going on that helped the psychic's words to make sense to her. I'm sure there was some other types of shortcomings in the relationship, but nonetheless, the psychic helped her to make the decision. So she still played her part.
Are you saying psychic or sidekick?
Psychic. She doesn't have a sidekick. That'd be cool. Maybe not in a stable part of her life enough to convince someone to be your sidekick. But that's neither here nor there. So that's what a scientist actually had to say. Now let's talk. We're all non-believers. We are, we've been talking mad, to put it politely, about astrology. Let's listen to what some of the pro-astrology people had to say when they were speaking to Sidney Page of the Washington Post. So there's this first statement. "Astrology gets such a bad rap for being non-science-y and being fake." I'm sorry, they're off to a great start on this statement. It gets a bad rap for being complete and utter BS. But at the end of the day, it's about looking at the stars in the sky. And in my opinion, that's less weird than looking at a mysterious book of stories dropped off in the desert, she said, adding that astrology is generally less prescriptive than religion. Although it definitely takes a leap of faith to believe in astrology, as it takes a leap of faith to be religious. We got another person who stated, "If something is pressing in my life or I'm noticing a pattern, then I'll go back and reference my whole chart and see the connection between what's going on in the sky and where those placements are for me personally." Dan said, "I'm sorry, that is where it gets me. If something's going on in your life, you don't need to look at the sky and Mercury is in Gatorade or whatever. That's not impacting what's going on in your life. You've made a series of decisions leading you up to this point. Sometimes you just have to face the issues. And it really, for me, it just seems like a way to avoid facing the problems in your life or to sort of write them off. But sometimes horrible things happen and it doesn't happen for a reason. Horrible things just happen to people. Your life gets for no reason. That's just how it goes.
Yes, as I said in my new stand-up special, The Mad King, available now on YouTube, there's a lot going on in the world. And I was talking to a friend of mine who's very into astrology, and she said, I'm telling you, one of the planets is out of alignment. Yeah, this one. Earth is in retrograde, my friends. That's a fact.
whatever the hell astrological jargon, that is definitely what this planet is in. Literally, as we run out of fresh water to drink and what have you.
I do like to picture Trump in his bathroom with his documents, reading his star chart as he's getting ready to go into his arraignment hearing. How could this have been avoided?
Listen, if you're gonna be into astrology, you have to first understand basic astronomy. If you think the Earth maybe isn't round, let's not go into star signs, okay?
You know what kills me the most about people, like most flat earthers? It's like they accept that other things in space are spherical because of like gravity, but like not Earth. So it's just like and the amount of people who would have to be in on the conspiracy, that really honestly may be one of the dumbest conspiracies to believe in. Like it seriously, I think that may be it. That may take.
I think the Earth is made of pizza, personally.
It's interesting.
So is it round pizza? Is it spherical pizza?
It might be round, it might be flat, but it's definitely not circular. It's definitely not spherical. It might be shaped like a circle, but it's obviously on a flat plate. That's how pizza is served.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.